Hello, welcome to the Peaceful Home and Merry Christmas. Today we are doing my Christmas home tour. I am finally finished decorating and I have had a lot of time this year. I started early and I've done quite a few videos. If you missed any of those, I will link them below. I did a front porch video, kitchen, my garland that I did with my new dresser, my dining area with my picture ledges, Christmas tree, hearth and mantle, and my bedroom. I think that's it. But actually this video will have a lot of new things. My living room, my downstairs bathroom. So let's go in for a tour. Here we go. It's good to take note of this. The one time my house is completely clean, top to bottom. This doesn't happen very often. If you're new here, I'm Teresaelling. I am a professional organizer, a parenting coach, and a homeschool mom of 6 graduated kids. I started my YouTube channel at the beginning of the pandemic in 2020, and we are now coming to the close of that year. And I have so much to be thankful for. And I really appreciate all of you that have subscribed and just been a part of getting me going with this new adventure. Thanks so much for your support and your encouragement. I really like reading your comments, and I would love it if you would comment below if you have any organizing, parenting, home decor things that you would like to see in 2021. In my entryway, we use it every day. Lots of coats and boots and hats coming on and off. So I didn't do much there, just a couple little touches, a thrifted basket with some greens, and a little thrifted needlepoint stocking that I just think is beautiful. I got a set of 3, and I will show you what I did with the other ones. I did do a tour of my kitchen, so I'm not going to go into a lot there, but just greens and trees. I had these 2 little wreaths on my cabinet, and I asked my viewers what they thought. Everybody thought they looked great there. One viewer suggested maybe using a red bow, and so actually I replaced the entire strand hanging down with a little red bow, and I think it looks really cute. So Kathy, thank you for that suggestion. In my kitchen video, I talked about how I put my kitchen towels in a large glass jar, and that is a way to bring instant color into the room, and it's just so festive. And I also have a little jar of cookie cutters that I added with a ribbon and just a little piece of greenery. My daughter Abby found these plates for me and bought them for me for Christmas. I love Currier and Ives. I have a set of 4 paintings back here. I can show you those. They're so beautiful. Those are the 4 seasons. These plates are all winter scenes, and I am in love with them. I really am. I didn't have time to really incorporate them the way I wanted in my Christmas decor, so I'll save that for next year. But for this year, I just propped them up in my kitchen windowsill, and I think they're really beautiful. In my pantry, I just have some trees and some greens wrapped in ribbon. We have an extra large sliding glass door, and in front of that is the dresser I recently restored. I will link that video below. That was a flip video, so I did the dresser, and I also took a vintage Christmas album and cut out the paintings on the front of it and used some Christmas music to make this garland. In our coffee bar, which we use daily, we've got a spot for hot chocolate and tea, which would be the preference for me and my husband, but the rest of the family drinks coffee, so we always have plenty of that fresh ground. I've been collecting these silver trees for probably 15 years, and I've just slowly added each year. I'll pick one up at the end of Christmas on clearance and add it to my collection. And I usually have lights going up there, but you know, sometimes you just get to the end of your decorating and you're done. And something to remember is you can always do one more thing, always. You can always buy one more thing. You can always thrift one more thing. You can always add one more strand of ribbon, one more strand of lights. And at some point you just have to be done and move on to enjoying other parts of the season. So that is why there are no lights on my coffee bar, and it's okay. This is our only downstairs bathroom, and it is what we use when we're downstairs and when guests are over. So I did want to do a little something in there. I just did a simple swag on the towel rack, and then a Christmas tree and some lanterns. I've got a little one here on the table and a larger one on the counter. I had this very plain grapevine wreath, and I just added some miscellaneous greens that I had laying around, just picks, things that I took apart and just added to the wreath. That was really simple. And then just a couple little touches on the shelves. And this beautiful red bow was from my thrift haul. And I thought it was the perfect spot to put it, kind of cascading down on the garland. And it just really is beautiful at night, all lit up. I did tell you in my thrift haul video that I would try to point out the different things that I ended up using in my home. And so you may remember these two white Crocs that one had a lid, one did not, so they were really inexpensive. And I put a Christmas tree in one and I put the candy canes in the other, and those are next to the hot cocoa in the coffee bar. This is my dining area, and these picture ledges are one of my favorite things. I built them for my previous home and I brought them here, and I took everything down, cleaned everything, and just put up Christmas things. And it's one of my favorite spots in the house. I chose to put our Christmas tree in a little corner of our library. I had it centered right in the middle of the bookcase last year, but I really wanted more room for grandkids. And so we also made this little reading nook. Now, I did take some footage last night of the house as it was getting dark so I could get the effect of the lights. So some of it'll look a little different than how it actually looks today, but I moved my Christmas books that were here on my hearth over to this corner. It was getting a little crowded with the firewood and our kindling right here on the same side. So switched some things up. But this little area for the kids to play in, I just think is darling, and it's so cozy. And I just put a few little extra things that I had laying around, honestly, up in the bookcase, just to bring a little Christmas there. I love these little snowmen. A couple of my kids made them when they were little out of socks, and I just can't part with them. They're so adorable. This guy's sad, I think because he's melting. It's really easy to just tuck a little bit of greens in a bow into a corner, onto a shelf, hanging on a knob. It's really surprising that it doesn't take much effort to make your home beautiful for Christmas. I said the picture ledges were my favorite part, but actually it might be where I'm sitting right now. I moved this chair over. It's normally in kind of with the other couches and chairs, but I move it right in front of the fireplace. I brought in an ottoman with this fur, and it's just so nice to sit here in front of the fire. It's warm and toasty, and I plan on doing a lot of reading in the next couple of weeks here. In another video, I added things to a very plain garland. I added a second garland that had some mixed greens and pine cones, and then I added some other stuff, and I'll link that video below as well. And I really think these deer are adorable. I found these at Target this year, and they were just a few dollars, and I just think they look precious. The grandkids like them too. I think they just like scenes and they like miniatures. I've always liked miniature everything, so I really love this little spot. I've hung this garland here above these windows every year that we've lived here. But what is new is this advent calendar I bought. And I don't remember the name of the gal I bought it from, but I will find it and link it below. It is 24 cards leading up to Christmas Day, and you turn one over each day, and it has one of the names of Jesus on it. And it actually comes with a devotional that's sent by email every day that is suitable for children. So you really could do this as a family. I, had different kinds of Advent calendars for my kids growing up, and now it's time to pick one for me. And so that was something that Kevin and I purchased this year, and I really enjoyed looking at the names of Jesus each day and reading the scriptures. I have quite a few buffalo check things, the black and white. So just a few simple pillows in these chairs and a tray of dollar spot items from last year. And if any of you saw my thrift haul video, this deer figurine was all in browns, like natural colors, and I just spray painted it white, and I really like how it turned out. I always have a basket full of blankets, easy to just toss them in there, and they always look pretty. And then I've got some throw pillows that I put on my couch, ones that I've had for years. The sweater pillow is new, and I did that with one of the sweaters that I bought secondhand this year. And I also, you can tell I like having throws thrown around. I really love blankets. I feel like they bring instant cozy into your home. Just draping a fuzzy warm blanket over a corner of a couch feels so welcoming. This fur in particular, my friend Misty gave that to me years ago, and it's been one of my favorites, and it happens to match the fur on these pillows. And I really like how they are set against the gray couch. My next video will actually be of this ottoman, and I'm going to show you 3 different ways to style this tray, but here's a little sneak peek of one of the ways. I saw a photo in a magazine that had a bench very similar to the one I have, and they draped blankets over as little seat cushions, and I loved that idea. So I grabbed the blankets from my front porch and another I keep in my basket and put them on the bench. And I think this is what I'm going to do for our Christmas Eve dinner. And I'm not quite sure yet how I'm going to set the table, but I'll be using my Johnson Brothers dishes, of course, and I'll come up with something cute for the centerpiece. One of the things we do, if there's going to be quite a few people here for Christmas morning, is that we move the long table into the dining area in front of the coffee bar, and we take the puzzle game table that normally is in the library. Right now it's in front of the coffee bar, but we'll switch those two. We'll put the round table here in the corner, and we kind of open up the couches so that we can use this entire room for seating, for opening presents on Christmas morning. I also leave the game puzzle table blank intentionally. We use it for games, cards, puzzles, and I don't want to have to remove decorations. I want my family to be able to just use the table and not have to push stuff around. I have a second artificial tree that I put in this corner, and I just decorated very simply with lights and small white ornaments that I made out of baking soda and cornstarch. And I just did a little snowflake stamp in them and just thought it would be really simple and pretty. I also used a knit blanket to go around the base, and I did the same as well for our large tree. That was from my thrift haul, this huge knit blanket. It's just gorgeous. And I was trying to figure out if I wanted it like on my couch and be able to use it, but I did decide to wrap it around the Christmas tree. This is the sofa table that is right at our entry. And I got these little figurines from Walmart over the years, and I put them in glass canisters and bowls with Epsom salts to look like snow. And it's a really nice addition to Christmas decor and easy to do with kids. 2 of my favorite new things I saved for last. I'm fairly new to Instagram, and there are 2 stores that I have shopped from, And the first is CA Vintage Finds, and I will link that below. But that is where I purchased this candle holder, and I just love it. I debated putting a little bit of greenery or ribbon, and you certainly could, but I decided just to leave it plain, and I love the candles in it. And the second thing I purchased was from the 100 acre.shop, and I will link her information below as well. I purchased these bells from her, and I just love them so much. They really work, so they make noise when I open the door. And I had thrifted this beautiful green ribbon, and I had this wreath already, and it just was a perfect addition to the wreath. I also won a giveaway from the 100 acre.shop this year, and that was this gorgeous painting. I saw it in her shop. It's this winter scene, and I just fell in love with it. And I entered the giveaway, and I have never won anything in my life, but I won this, and it really made my Christmas. Here's one last look. This is a 360-degree view. I love the flexibility that having one large room offers. It's interesting, I've been thinking a lot lately about contentment, being content with what I have. I'm actually also going to be shooting a video of the home of a dear friend of mine in the next couple of days. And in being in her home, it's so easy to look at someone else's space and instantly feel discontent with your own. And I know for me, the one thing I feel like is lacking is we don't have a second room. So if people are playing games here and someone wants to talk quietly, there's nowhere to go. If we're watching a family movie and someone wants to play cards or read a book, there's nowhere to go. You have to be in this room. But I've also lived in houses that have had a separate room, but the rooms are small. And now I have the advantage of this giant room, which is so amazing for gathering friends and family. So there is no perfect space. Be content with what you have. Be thankful this time of year. That is often the cure to just about any negative feelings you may be struggling with. Use this time to focus on Jesus and the gift that he is to the world and to you. I hope you have a very Merry Christmas. Thank you for joining me today on The Peaceful Home.